What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this little Wrecker's mascot. This is the Transformers Siege Battlemaster Smashdown. He could probably have a better name, but you know what? We'll go with it. So this, I believe, this little fella was short packed in his original wave, and fortunately, he's there's a wave revision coming out that you can get a couple of these little guys out of. I grabbed mine from collecticontoys.com. They had it up, and it beats the kind of current pricing for this guy. Whenever it came in, though, this piece was separate. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it was separate just because of packaging issues. But it's real simple to just sort of slot in, and it doesn't serve any other purpose once it's not slot in. For whatever reason, there's a little effects piece tip on the edge here, and it really isn't necessary per se, but like we'll get into that. Like it can be. You'll be able to use it for the effect piece that he comes with. Speaking of the effect piece that he comes with, being a battle master that I'm not familiar with, there it is. So again, we'll look at this a little bit more momentarily. So pretty neat little guy. I honestly, man, I would love to get like 2 or 3 of these and just paint them up into different colors, just because of like what they turn into, and like just a little minotaur kind of like head thing here I think is really cool. I don't know, I really like this. He's honestly some tiny knees and some tiny elbows away from being just a really awesome like just pocket size figure, you know what I mean, just something cool to just mess around with. But you got tiny little paint apps there in the eyes, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, a little silver, a little blue. Other than that, nothing too crazy or fancy. So, as far as getting him kind of converted here, turned into stuff, maybe let's see, I think that goes like that. If I had to try to remember, yeah, there we go. So, these little guys are pretty easy to transform. I don't even know if I have the, yeah, I do. Here's the little one that came with G2 Sideswipe. They're just little simple fellas. So yeah, he turns into a hammer, which is really cool. I don't know if you're supposed to rotate this head like this, but I think it works better if you do. I didn't look at the instructions. I didn't look at how you're supposed to really do anything for this guy. I just kind of started messing with it, and I was like, oh hey, here's the hammer, which is why he's the Wrecker's mascot. Let's be real. Now, if you just kind of wanted him displayed as a hammer, that's where you could plug that little effect piece in, the one that he comes with. Just sort of have him on your Wrecker's shelf accordingly. He's definitely going to stay in hammer mode for me. Let's kind of bring him in here, put him in the hands of a Wrecker. So there he is with Impactor, and like I think he would just look cool, like just doing like different little poses and things like that. If you want to, something I think is pretty awesome that you can do, again, more or less with Impactor, is give him the old, oh man, it's not the deepest plug, but you can give him that old Transformers Prime breakdown thing going on here. Give him the hammer in that regards, which I think is super neat. And of course, if you want to, I think the thing that they kind of like really promote this little fella for is you put the effects piece. It's got kind of like a 5mm peg with that effects piece like hole going through it, so you can plug it on there, doing a hammer smashing effect, which I think is pretty cool. And also something I think is pretty cool is, again, like we saw it plugged in like that. If you want to do that, you can, or you can plug it in this way and have it being kind of like a multi-blast effect. Obviously, that's not the harpoon there isn't like the best use for it, but maybe if you have, let's like his gun, something that he would just be blasting away with. You can do that, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty ingenious little thing right there. So, anyways, let's get Impactor out of here. And he looks really good. With the Siege Springer. I've already put the Siege Springer up. But whenever I get it back down to review it, I'll kind of show like how he can like store pretty well with that. Like as far as storage goes, like you really don't have a lot of options here if you wanted to store him on Impactor. Like there's no like real ways to peg anything on. Maybe you can kind of get it like this, perhaps. I mean, it's just sort of sandwiched in there. You guys know I like my weapon storage, so I mean, I guess if you wanted to do that, you can. But he doesn't really have any like, you know, if they would have like maybe just put, I don't know, like a 5mm peg back here, I think that would have been great. Or maybe even something closer up here on the handle, just to where it could be stored, you know, just so it could be stored. But other than that, that's really the only gripe I have with this little fella. I think it's a really cool Battle Master, and it's like they really promote this thing on the Siege Springer packaging, which is very fitting, all things considered. Like Springer being the a wrecker and all that. So this little fella is definitely an honorary wrecker, in my opinion. I can't get him. There we go. Got it kind of sort of level there. So hopefully in the brand new universe we get a wrecker story, and Smashdown is part of those wreckers. Like, make him a new wrecker. He definitely deserves it. So anyways, that's it for Smashdown. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box. I'll do what I can to answer them. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.